All right, I learned a life lesson this past week. Well, not really learned, but got a reinforcement lesson on a life lesson this week. About a week and a half ago, I needed to get a COVID-19 test in order to go to a backgammon tournament. You needed to show either your vaccine card or a test within the last 72 hours. I was in a bit of a rush because I didn't have time during the other times of the 72-hour window, so I was rushing into the vaccine center, rushing out, and I almost lost my cell phone. So after I had driven 2 minutes away, I turned back to go get my cell phone. I talked to the receptionist, and he took a very cursory look at the office I had been sitting in and said, "No, the phone's not here." And I was waiting for a very important phone call. Normally I'll be a little bit more cordial than this. I was waiting for an important phone call. So when he opened the door, I just rushed in there. I knew where I had left the cell phone because I was looking at some news when the nurse came with that little stick, right? And I put it down on the chair. And I knew exactly where on the chair it was. I don't know why it slipped my mind for 2 seconds not to grab it. And I apologized to the guy. I said, "I'm sorry, I got to grab it because I'm waiting for a very important phone call." I grabbed the phone, and he was about to call security on me. Security was just standing next to him, and as I left, security was trying to remove. I apologized to him again, and out I went. So it helped that I was in a good state of mind that day. I was in the middle of I think 14, 15 hours into fasting. Fasting usually gives me a happy-go-lucky feeling. Now, I don't know why, but my mental attention tends to lapse a couple seconds. That's why I lose things a lot. So I lost something else today, which I just cannot find. I have a ThinkPad, and it has a charger that has 2 parts to it. So there's this part connects to the wall, and this is an AC adapter that then connects to the rest of the computer. And for some reason, I keep losing this part. Fortunately, I lose this part. This part is a lot more expensive to replace. But for some reason, I'll be in the middle of something, like I'll go to my favorite restaurant, and I want to show, I have some friends at the restaurant that I like to go to. That's how I discovered. So earlier today, I had gone to my favorite board game club, and then I had gone to my favorite, I was just about to break my fast, go to my favorite restaurant and show one of the waiters there. He's studying computer science, and I like to think he might be a future business partner. So we talk a lot about writing games and all that. I was just about to show him my favorite game when I realized I didn't have half of my charger. If you recall, a couple weeks ago, I ran into the same problem. And I lost my appetite. I said, I got to go find the charger because I'm just about to travel halfway across the country again, and I can't really order another charger. And so I left the restaurant. I thought it for sure I just left it at home. No biggie, right? And I couldn't find it at home, so I called the board game club, and I was very, I wouldn't say pissed off, but annoyed that I called them and they took literally 10 seconds to look and said, "No, the charger's not here." Now, fortunately, I have a bad habit of hoarding, and I never like to throw away old computers and chargers, and the charging cord for one of my cell phone, or one of my cameras, was exactly the same size. I gotta make sure it's the same gauge so I don't blow something up. Anyway, it doesn't really say, but it looks good enough for now. I'll replace it at some point. I just want to make sure I have something for my trip. But what did I learn? These 2 people, they're good people. They're not criminals. They have good jobs, or one of them owns a board game store. One of them's a receptionist for the COVID-19 testing center. I mean, good or bad, I'll let you decide. But they're decent employed people. And yet, they can't be bothered for more than 30 seconds to look for a misplaced item. And what I learned is that nobody's going to care about your health, your wealth, more so than yourself, right? If you're waiting for somebody to care about your life, you're going to be waiting for a very long time, right? It's hard enough to get somebody to care even 10 seconds for something that's going to save somebody a lot of hassle, right?